Hi, this is Middle model of Paul with a final reveal of my Tamiya Tiger 1, and this is the mid version with the 7 periscopes on the commander's caliper. So on the roof turret, and as you can see, I think I've got the balance right with the faded snow. I think it looks really nice when you look at it. It's not too heavy, it's not too light, but the actual photograph showed that. Also showed the second outer wheel on this side, as you can see now, with the red oxide with the tyre removed. I did that, and that mentioned that in the earlier how I did that. I'm using my iPhone, which I find gives me the best white balance for the photographs, these videos. So I'm going to most probably be using that for a while now. I've actually sent away for a clamp to hold it still, so that I can actually talk and point and do bits and pieces. But at the moment, I'm holding it handheld, as you can see, because it's moving. I'm going to try and move it around. So just to show you there on the front, I don't know if you can see there the pits on the front of the glacis plate, and underneath here, just here. All these pits underneath here, which you'll see a bit more when I get a bit more light on it. But yeah, so that's done exactly as it is in the photograph. Not well, the holes are not in the exact same place, but anyway. But everything you see along the side is exactly as it was. The front outer row was missing, the same on both sides, but the only one that had a tyre missing, as far as I know, was this one, because the other side of the tank you don't see. The tracks are missing, as per the photograph as well. The only thing I did make a bit of a mistake of was basically, I never realised, and I've looked at the photograph recently, is the actual lamp holder. That bit is missing. The plate that runs down the front with the cable is still there, but the actual lamp holder's gone. But I've actually left it on there because I didn't want to break it off, because I thought it looked quite nice there anyway. But at some point that lamp would have been there anyway, so there you go. So I'm going to move around. Sorry about the shaking of the camera. So there we go. I've actually dusted. I've noticed something I need to do is put a bit of shine on the actual drive sprockets, and so I need to do that, but I can do that with a bit of graphite powder or something, or a pencil later on. But yeah, so coming on. I haven't put a turret number on the back rear bin. I want to say it's a new bin that's been put on there, and it was had a bit of whitewash on it as well when they did it. But they haven't got around to put the number in. But I will be honest, I'm going to at some point get the stencil out and do that. I did forget, but I thought myself it's too late now. I'll leave it for the moment. So that will receive its number as well. And basically we got the actual light done. I did forget that as well. That's got the blue like a see-through-ish look about it. And the reason for that is the convoy light that was used during a night operation, so they didn't have any white shining light at the rear of the vehicle. So, and that's what it's for, as a convoy light. So it allows the driver of a vehicle or tank behind them to actually see where it is. I've done some 3 holes, 2 over here and 1 over there, basically in of a bullet that went through the armour plate, and then actually put a bit of rust inside and a bit of black to tone it down, bring it down, to make it look as if it's rusting a little bit. So there you go. Coming on. Yeah. The actual gun barrel support is actually painted in dark iron, Switch's favourite colour, the same colour as I used for the tracks earlier on. Dark iron, and then I gave it a wash of oil and grease from AK, just to give it a bit of shiny texture and look as if it's been greased up. And it could do with a bit of a dry brushing, but I'm quite happy the way it is. There you go. Coming around, bit of weathering on the actual rear vehicle, the snow as well, and also some scratches on the actual where the paint was sprayed over the towing hooks, and it's still got a little few scratches on it. And this side is basically quite good, and you can see the tyres missing, front outer wheels missing, but none of the tyres, because there's no evidence I could find to say that that's the case. Sorry about the movement of the camera again. It won't move on because I've got something coming to actually support it as well. So coming around. So, oops. So anyway, the tracks are missing. I think I mentioned that earlier on anyway. So there you go. So if I'm just going to, what I'm going to do is I'm switching it on. I'm not going to switch it off because I've got no way of supporting it. I'm just going to move the camera to show you up above, looking down. Here we go then. Don't get seasick. And there she is from above. I've got photographs that come on the end of this, so you'll see it anyway better. You can see where the exhaust has got these, that's 502 smoke effect I used on that, and run it down inside the shields as well, so it's all dark inside there. Also I used a bit of a pencil, a bit of wear on top of there, and if you look down there you can see where the shyness of the fuel and oil from the engine oil I've done, and a little bit of wear and tear on the actual air cleaner bit at the back. So it's come out of there. Push that around a bit further. There you go. You might be able to see the butterfly nuts. Yes, you can if I hold it steady enough. That's the trouble with this. Butterfly nuts on there, I actually put them on there, so it actually looks prototypical of that when they release it and the flick over, and then they get the towing cables out. Bit of wear and tear on the rear bin there. And dents and dinks. And I think you can see those bullet holes now a little bit better where I've actually pitted it, and using a pyrograph. Pyrograph is basically like a soldering iron, but it's basically very, very low temperature. It was designed to do melt plastic on to create hair on some figures. I've had it for a long time, so really worth having in that way. And there's my tracks. As I said, I've got to put a bit of steel wash on that, but you know, brush to give the teeth a bit of a shine. But yeah, so coming back round to the front, move the barrel over, coming back out. Right, and that's whoops. Let's get this level. So now I'm going to call that basically done now. So come to the side slightly. So that's finished, and I enjoyed the build. Really, really interesting. I've got another 3 Tigers to do at some point, and I will do them with periscopes. I was going to put the periscopes in, but at the end of the day I thought to myself, no, I'm going to leave this one because I've got 3 Tigers. I've got all the glass periscopes already built for the kit, so might as well do that. But I'm still impressed by the fact that this is an old Tamiya kit, and with a little bit of extra work, you can actually make her look really nice, and I think she doesn't look too bad at all. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to call it quits now, and I'll give a shout out to Greg Riley, who I'm in contact mostly daily now in regards to building models, which is quite nice, and also Steve Mottram, who hasn't built anything in a little while, but he's still well into his modelling. So that's Steve Mottram. Al Woods and all, another one I'll mention because he actually sent me a kit that I won in a competition, which was a German half track and a Tamiya kit, one of the early ones, and it is the personnel carrier. And might be doing that sometime, either by the end of the year or early next year, just to say I've done it, because it's a really nice kit. It looks nice. Again, it's one of those kits, if you throw a little bit more effort into it, you can come out with a smashing model. So it's a nice kit. Anyway, so I'm going to call that quits now, and I'll catch you on next time. My camera won't be shaking next time. It'll be basically on a little stand I'm getting made for it, so I can actually talk about it and move things and talk at the same time without having to try and hold the camera steady as well. So I don't think I've done too bad at the steady camera business. So with that note, I'll call it a day. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, P.S. I have actually started my Stuka model as well. Catch you later. Happy modelling.